We have the guidance of Scripture, Psalm 119, how can a young man keep his way pure? By guarding it according to your word. And really the answer to that question really comes down to really the message of the gospel, that we are inherently weak, and that the power to resist sin and grow in holiness really exists outside of us. And that is a humbling reality, and I think it's that humbling of ourselves before God in painful grasp of that reality is the very same dynamic that God uses to preserve us and to help us to walk in purity. I think the walk, in seeking to live in purity, it's not only not isolated in terms of our need for God, but it's also not isolated in our need for one another. How many soldiers successfully wage war by themselves? I'm not aware of any. So we need to have each other's backs. We need to be back to back to back to back. We need to make others aware of who our particular enemies are, and it might be that your particular struggle is with pornography, or struggle in temptations in a particular relationship. That's important for all people, but that's also critically important for leaders. So we need to be careful, because the evil one would seek to divide and conquer. That's the way that Satan makes sure that we are not walking in purity. So we need to do the opposite of that. So keeping short accounts before God, keeping His word upon our heart, guarding our hearts by ourselves, and then seeking to guard our hearts also in community. It's a tough struggle. It's a real struggle that is affecting much of the church and much of Christian leaders. Statistics would show more than 50% of pastors reporting that struggle with pornography as a current struggle, and that is something that we need to give important attention to, and I think we need to address together as leaders who are seeking to walk in holiness.